Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rohit Rai, host on Intellect Digest, and today we have with us the OnePlus 8 Pro. And in this video, we are going to unbox this and give you a quick features overview, a quick hands-on, and first impressions review of the OnePlus 8 Pro. This phone has been creating a lot of buzz online and offline, and it's time to unbox this. The one that we have here, it comes with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of ROM. There are two variants of OnePlus 8 Pro. This is the lower one. There is a higher variant also, which comes with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. The price for this variant uh, is 54,999 or 55,000 rupees, while the higher variant is a 5,000 rupees pricier, which comes at 59,999. So this is as premium as it gets from the OnePlus so far. This is their most premium flagship till date, the OnePlus 8 Pro that we are unboxing here today. And this comes in a tall box like we have seen in the 7T and 7T Pro. And the color that we have got here is glacial green. So let's quickly unbox this. So here, out of the box, glacial green color OnePlus 8 Pro. I'll keep this to the side and show you what else is inside the box. The packaging is interesting. Here there are some documentation. There is red cable club card to add a pinch of premiumness. Then here we have the SAR values. If you are curious, just pause the video and read them. For head it's 0.97, for body it's 1.07 watt per kg respectively. And then there is information on plastic recycling. That's a good initiative. Then there are a bunch of stickers, a quick start guide, safety information, and there's something called an invitation letter, which is a fancy way of conveying the CEO message. I'm just trying to leave it here on the screen. If you want to read it, pause the video and read it. Moving on. So this was all the documentation stuff. Further in the box, there is a soft silicon back case, which now comes with this never settles sort of their brand punchline, and it's quite standard as we have seen in the previous generation as well, with this text which is different. Then the signature Type-C cable of OnePlus that we have seen with all other devices of OnePlus, and the warp charger this time is hidden in this compartment here. Down here, this is a 30-watt warp charger, and it's quite fast in my experience with the OnePlus 7 Pro and 7T. Those phones do very quick charging with the warp. And I'll keep these things to the side and I'll get back to the phone. Now we have everything out of the way. We are back to the OnePlus 8 Pro, and it comes wrapped in this plastic, which tells you that there is a fingerprint scanner under the screen, and there's also NFC and the wireless charging, which are placed somewhere here, which is mentioned in this plastic wrap. So I'm just showing you before I unwrap this, and this is the OnePlus 8 Pro. The back finish is different from a glossy one. This is kind of a matte finish, and as they mention on their website, it is fingerprint smudge resistant, and I actually find it to be so, because the more I'm touching it, I'm not able to find any smudges that it is picking up. So well done OnePlus on that. The branding has a change. If you notice closely, it is now all caps. So now some brands are going with this new trend of all caps clean branding. There is a slight camera bump that you can see from this angle. It is raised by around 2.5, maybe 3 millimeters from the surface. It's not flush with the surface. So if you put it on the surface, it will wiggle, and it's quite evident. Maybe when you put the back cover, that would be subsided. So that's one thing. On the right hand side, there is power wake up key followed by the slider, the signature slider that we have seen on many OnePlus phones, and this one also gets it. It's very tactile and very satisfying to move it. There is some tiny sound it makes. Maybe the camera is not picking it up, or maybe it is. You will find out. And on top, you can see the antenna bands, and there is the secondary mic hole for noise cancellation. There is some heft to this phone which feels nice, and a volume rocker which is smaller than normal size that you would see, but very tactile and feels nice. And on the bottom is the SIM card tray. There is a primary mic here, so don't confuse the mic with the SIM card tray punch hole. And here you have the Type-C charging port and the bottom firing speakers. And this is the display on front, which is a 120 Hertz display. It refreshes 120 times per second. The 6.7 inch quad HD AMOLED display. They are calling it fluid AMOLED, and it comes with a punch hole camera in front. So this hole that you see on the top left is a camera, and it's a 16 megapixel camera that has been provided. And on the rear you have 4 cameras, the primary one being a 48 megapixel fairly large sensor size camera. There's also a secondary 48 megapixel ultra wide which comes with 3x sorry, not 3x, 3x is a different one, which comes with ultra wide field of view. And there is a 3x camera also included, which comes with 3x optical zoom. So there are 4 cameras in total. A 5 megapixel color sensor, as they call it, color filter is also included, which is essentially an infrared color filter, which has been caught in certain controversies. I'll talk about that later once I test it out. So it's not fair to talk about it much here, but there have been some controversies over that because of the infrared camera. Leaving that aside, on the front there is a curved display. As you can see, it curves to the side, and it comes with 3D Gorilla Glass. There is also a screen protector which comes pre-installed on this, which is a nice thing, and OnePlus has been giving screen protectors pre-installed on some of their phones previously as well. So I'll just quickly set it up and get back with more details. And we are back after quickly setting up the phone, and this is how the display looks. The 120 Hz display here looks quite spectacular in terms of the color quality as well as the refresh rate. I have been using the OnePlus 7 Pro before this, and this is the 8 Pro, and I can notice that this one feels faster compared to that one. I prefer to use the navigation buttons over the navigation bar because I find that this is more definitive, and the phone feels quite breezy right now. I have not put many applications. However, I have installed face unlock feature on this. I have scanned my fingerprint reader, fingerprints on the fingerprint reader. So I'll demonstrate the both of these unlocks to you. So I'll quickly turn on the screen, and you will notice a ring comes out at the front camera for the face unlock detection, and it is unlocked. You saw how fast this worked. Now I'll keep it at an angle so that it cannot see my face. So now you can see the ring glow up, so it's not watching my face now. Now I'll show you the fingerprint. So that's how the fingerprint works. It takes half to 1 second to recognize. Sometimes it fails if because I have just scanned my thumb and it may not have been scanned properly. So sometimes it may fail, but it does work most of the time, and the face unlock works perfectly without any problems whatsoever. The phone feels quite fast. The first thing that I'm going to show you is the camera performance. The cameras here are quite high, and when it comes to specification, there is a 48 megapixel primary camera which comes with a fairly large 1 by 1.2 inches of sensor size. I've taken some pictures, so I'll quickly jump to the shots. The front facing camera is a 16 megapixel, whereas the rear cameras come with a 48 megapixel main camera. So this shot has been taken with the main camera. I'll quickly zoom in and show you. Just notice the depth of field in this shot. As the keyboard progresses, the kind of blur that has been introduced in this shot is quite spectacular. The next one is with the ultra wide lens. Look at the amount of imagery added. This is taken from the same spot, so I have not moved the camera, I've just switched the lens here, and this is the ultra wide. Here the blurring effect or the depth of field effect is not so high, but as you can see it is capturing a lot more, but still it has a lot of sharpness and details in the images. And this is the 3x zoom lens, which is an 8 megapixel zoom lens, but nevertheless it is capturing a lot of details. As you can see, the dust particles or the fiber particles on this shift key, which is probably not visible here, but this is really close. I took some more shots to check out the dynamic range, and I am fairly impressed with the color quality and the sharpness. This is with the 3x setting on the 8 megapixel lens, and the macro that has come out seems to be quite impressive here. And this is the normal shot with the 48 megapixel, and as you can see it is quite detailed as well. This one I clicked just to check how much detailing is there in the picture. You can see the detailing in the fabric and the text, everything is quite clean. The colors are close to natural, and it is taking good and sharp shots. This is a portrait mode picture I took with the rear camera. The light is not very strong in this setting where I'm shooting, and it's evening time, so you can see that there is some darkness on the face. I'm probably also slant to the light is falling from this angle, so this part of my face is not so well lit. I'll show you the front facing camera samples as well. So I took two pictures, one in normal mode and one in portrait. So this is the normal picture. You can see the detailing in the shot here seems fairly good and ample. It is capturing the details. The strands of the beard are quite visible here, and the background is also quite visible here, whereas in this portrait shot the background has been nicely blurred out. The edge detection is done nicely. It is not so much of the lens functionality here as much as it is the image processing and the edge detection on this picture, as you can see here. So the cameras here are working pretty well, and I'm fairly happy with the camera performance in short. Talking about other features of this phone, which are the key highlight, it comes with a Snapdragon 865 chip, which comes with LPDDR5 RAM, which is probably the fastest that you can get in the smartphone market these days. It comes with UFS 3+, which is probably a dual channel UFS 3 for faster read-write speed. It comes with the Qualcomm 5G enabled. It comes with Wi-Fi 6. There is smart switch functionality for 5G, Dolby Atmos for sound. There is also wireless charging and reverse wireless charging on this. So it comes with a lot of features. The display comes with the HDR10 Plus and the SGS Eye Care certification on this, so it is not very harmful on eyes. It comes with 30-watt WAP charging and 30-watt WAP wireless charging as well. So there are plenty of features. This is definitely the most high-end phone OnePlus has produced till date, and it has a IP68 certified water and dust resistance rating, which is also a first for OnePlus to have an IP rating certified phone in their arsenal. It comes with a 4510 milliampere hour battery, which has been included. So my first impressions, should you buy this phone? Should you consider this phone? If you are a OnePlus user and if you are looking to pick up one for yourself, then this is definitely a good buy. I'm leaving Best Buy links in the description section if you want a high-end phone. Now, if you already have a OnePlus phone from 1 or 2 generations back, and if you're looking for a replacement, I would say this is definitely better, but you can probably still do with OnePlus 7 Pro. If you are on OnePlus 6 or previous, then you can probably consider upgrading. But from OnePlus 7 Pro, this is a slight increase. Especially you can see that the form factor, the display, etc. all are pretty good on the OnePlus 7 Pro as well. So you need not spend money to get a new one. If you're already on 7 Pro, you can skip one generation and keep using it. OnePlus phones are quite durable, so you can definitely use it for one more year. But if you're someone who wants to be on the bleeding edge on technology and loves Oxygen OS, you will not be disappointed with this one as well. We'll do a pros and cons and other detailed videos on this one later on in our separate videos. This was a quick hands-on review, first impressions, and a quick camera test of the OnePlus 8 Pro. What are your thoughts and what are your views of OnePlus 8 Pro? Do let us know in the comment section. What do you think about the pricing? Do you think the pricing is good enough, or you would have want OnePlus to price it differently? Would you pick up a OnePlus 8 Pro? Let us know in the comment section. And also tell us, how do you like this color? If you enjoyed watching, give us a thumbs up, stay subscribed. This is your host Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching.